Live from downtown Macon, this is WGXA News live on YouTube.
Good evening, Middle Georgia. I'm Amanda Peralta.
I'm Greg Lloyd. Amanda and I appreciate you being here for WGXA News at 5:30. Our top story tonight follows recent coverage of child abuse caught on camera in Macon. A mom dragging her daughter by her hair in a now viral video. Tonight, we're investigating state-required reports on child abuse. And we want to know if you think Georgia is doing enough to fight child abuse. So please scan the QR code on your screen to vote in our interactive poll.
In the meantime, our Brianna Cook explains why the Georgia Office of Child Advocates is speaking up after we confirmed Macon-Bibb County has not submitted their yearly child abuse protocol.
Greg and Amanda, the director tells me that the county still has time to submit their report and protocol before the cutoff date of September 1st, but they also haven't received last year's. A law that was put in place decades ago is filled with gray area that cannot be enforced through oversight. The Georgia Office of Child Advocate oversees the Georgia child welfare system by providing case evaluation and assistance, policy, and practice consulting. According to Georgia law, each county or jurisdiction is required to submit the child abuse protocol, which is due every July, and is also required to submit an annual report due in September. However, Jerry Bruce, the director of the OCA, states they have not received either of those things from Macon-Bibb County for last year or this year. But Bruce says that goes for a large number of Georgia counties.
We don't have a 2022 child abuse protocol for Macon-Bibb. Macon-Bibb is not outstanding in this respect, and we have about 12% of jurisdictions that in 2022 sent OCA their reports and their protocols.
That's nearly 90% of Georgia counties not submitting their legally required documents to the OCA in 2022. Bruce says the purpose of the law is to make sure a child is fully protected.
The child abuse protocol was designed by the legislature to make sure that children were not subjected to repeated interviews and repeated trauma, having to go over things again and again and again, and that there was a sort of sharing of resources and a meeting in the minds among, say, law enforcement, prosecutors, and DFACs.
The county's committee is put in place to write the county's protocol and train officials on how to effectively investigate child abuse. The committee is supposed to have a number of officials ranging from the district attorney, the sheriff, the county board of education, the coroner, and several others. According to the OCA, not following the law and protocol can impact the evidence connected to the case, meaning that a child may become more traumatized or an abuser is not sentenced to the fullest extent. I spoke with Kimberly Sanderson, who is the chairperson for Macon-Bibb County's Child Abuse Committee. She says they mailed the report in June via U.S. mail. She says that they didn't get it. She blames the mail service. She also says OCA needs better ways of guidelines in submission. Bruce admitted that it can be difficult for a county to submit the required reports to the OCA due to other protocols required by law and the OCA not having an online link for county submission.
A lot of things we can do to make this more convenient for the jurisdictions. It's really inconvenient right now for jurisdictions to comply with this law. It's very cumbersome and it's in need of reform.
Bruce says they are working towards reforming the law.
This is not a case of local jurisdictions flaunting the law and saying, you know, we're not doing this. But it's a case of a very difficult law to follow. I mean, I'm hoping that we can talk to legislators and to other policymakers about substantially reworking our child abuse protocol statute. We need a child abuse protocol so that we can streamline the efforts to get cases successfully prosecuted, both in juvenile court and in superior court. And we need to make sure that we do it in a way that creates and preserves really quality evidence.
Reporting in Macon, Brianna Cook, WGXA News.
So we're asking you, is Georgia doing enough to fight child abuse? The overwhelming majority say no, it's not, 97% to 3%. Please scan the QR code you see on your screen and participate in our interactive poll.
And a Butts County teen is now behind bars for child abuse. Deputies say 19-year-old Matthew Williams is facing 3 counts of sexual exploitation of children. His arrest comes after the GBI received a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The search warrant uncovered graphic child sexual abuse materials in his home. He remains in the Butts County Jail.
And a Macon man is behind bars in Maryland after a wreck Tuesday night killed 1 woman and injured 9 other people. Authorities say they received multiple calls around midnight about a white Mercedes driving the wrong way on I-270. Maryland State Police say the Mercedes collided with two other vehicles on an exit ramp. 36-year-old Elizabeth Velez died. All 4 people in her car were injured, including a 5- and a 2-year-old. 5 other adult victims in another vehicle were also injured. They say the driver, 23-year-old Jalen Hanner from Macon, ran from the car after the wreck but was arrested. He now faces charges for DUI and leaving the scene of a crash involving a death. Macon-Bibb County is continuing its fight against blight. Today, the Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce came together to look around at the building they used to call home.
Carlos Stevens was there at the decades-old building as it was torn down. Carlos?
It's one of Macon's most historical buildings, and now it's being demolished. I talked to Macon-Bibb County Mayor Lester Miller about why.
Increase economic development.
That's not the only reason.
We really need to get rid of this vacant, dangerous structure.
The building first opened back in 1974. It has been a home to many different organizations like the Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce, Urban Development Authority, Industrial Authority, Downtown Council, and more. Macon-Bibb County Manager Keith Moffitt started his career in the building and says while he recalls a lot of memories, he says it's a bittersweet moment, but also time to move forward.
Change is good. The new facility across the river here in the heart of downtown is a perfect location.
And Moffitt believes the new location helps the overall community.
We have a beautiful downtown that is on display. All the numerous businesses now downtown, but it's not just about downtown. Downtown is the catalyst that spreads out to all the segments in the community.
Miller says the building has been up for 50 years and it has served its purpose. And now it's time for Macon-Bibb County to look ahead to the future.
We've got a $500, $600 million project right here called the Interstate. It's getting hopefully completed in the next couple of years. A lot of visibility. We're only a few feet away from what we hope to be the new national park. So it's going to be a lot more exposure here. So I want to make sure something's very special on this property.
Now, the mayor did go on to tell me that they will be putting something in place of the building here, but he wouldn't go into detail about what that would be. But of course, this is a story we will continue to follow and bring you any new updates, both on air and online at WGXA.tv. For now, reporting in Macon, I'm Carlos Stevens, WGXA News.
Finding a new parking spot downtown isn't always easy, but urban development says that could be changing.
Developers may soon be breaking ground on public parking deck on Poplar Street as soon as January. Along with the additional parking spots, another boutique-style hotel will be built. There are some of the newest plans for what calls for Central City Commons. After last night's meeting, urban development said bonds will be issued for Macon-Bibb to purchase the parking deck once it's completed. The Urban Development Authority will then take the title to the parking deck.
Development will include demolishing some former single-story shops on Poplar and the former Larry Rich building to make way for residential space.
The developers are going to be building not only a boutique hotel, but also 232 residential units, as well as commercial storefront space and banquet space. They have to stabilize the development and then we'll purchase the parking.
Morrison says the garage is planned to be 7 stories with around 500 parking spaces to use by the public and the hotel. He says the city being in control of the garage will help to keep parking prices down as people visit the area.
In Monroe County, a proposed parking request is denied. The county commission rejecting the proposal for a truck parking lot off of Old Union Gin Road. The lot would have allowed 4 vehicles from 26 to 30,000 pounds belonging to a family-owned trucking company to sit on the property. The rejection stemming from road condition concerns. The Monroe County Road Department has classified Old Union Gin Road as being in poor condition, and there's a no through truck sign on the road to prevent large trucks from using it as a bypass. The commission did, however, approve a new 24-hour convenience store and gas station on Highway 42 North despite traffic concerns. Due to concerns that the store will cause more congestion on nearby roads, the commission chose not to allow the store to sell fuel to tractor trailers.
Meanwhile, the commission giving a local church the green light to build a new thrift store and operate a kitchen to serve people in need. The thrift and clothing store is expected to open Tuesdays through Saturdays from 8 to 5, while the kitchen, which is already inside the existing building on Indian Springs Drive, will be used about once a month and will not maintain regular operating hours. Commissioners say the approval reflects their commitment to address community needs.
A Georgia senator is looking to help bolster national security with a new legislative proposal.
If approved, we'll see the impacts from the act right here in the mid-state. Senator John Ossoff's proposed Robins Air Force Base Battle Management Enhancement Act aims to help fund a new complex on the base.
The Battle Management Combined Operations Complex is envisioned to serve as a hub for the 3 new critical missions for Robins. Senator Ossoff says the base and national security are some of his top priorities.
I'm always working to safeguard the future of Robins Air Force Base. And in this case, I have written legislation and now passed through the Senate legislation to support the construction of vital new facilities that are crucial to our national defense at the base. And I'm going to continue to champion Robins. I'm going to continue to work to invest in Robins, working closely with the Air Force, the command at the installation, and the local community.
Senator Ossoff has been collaborating with colleagues on both sides of the aisle in Congress to establish new missions at Robins Air Force Base that will deliver new capabilities for the Air Force.
Today was likely the best day of the week with mostly dry conditions in the low 90s. It really wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad compared to what we've seen. Meteorologist Ryan Miranda live in the Skywatch Weather Center with the details of it turning more unsettled the next couple of days, Ryan.
And Greg, Amanda, I'm tracking this system right now that's moving through the Midwest, and we get a piece of this energy starting tomorrow that brings us much more unsettled weather really for the rest of this work week. Today, though, it's really not that bad. A live lookout over Macon with our Wilson Bryant Heating and Air Skycast Network. Current temperature only 92 degrees, and we do have a little bit of a breeze out there as well, but most areas are dry. The radar just got way up for me on there. We do have one small cell in portions of Putnam County and another small pop-up storm in northern Dodge County starting to approach Cochran, but most areas are dry at this point. So getting ready for the school day tomorrow, we do have a lot of clouds in the morning for the bus stop, 74 degrees. By lunchtime, we still should be dry, but really by the end of the day, we get up into the low 90s before some of those storms begin to develop. So what to expect? The rain will be arriving tomorrow evening. That could come with some heavy downpours and frequent lightning. I'll talk more about the timing of the storms and when things begin to clear out on the Skywatch Weather 10-day forecast. Greg.
All right, thank you, Ryan. And now is a great time to download that WGXA weather app. Just scan it on your screen right now, that QR code, and it'll download straight to your smart device. Ryan is back soon with your 10-day forecast.
Yesterday, thousands of students went back to the books in counties across Middle Georgia for the first day of school, and today the buses rolled out again for thousands more.
Irina Plunkett was at Langston Road Primary School in Houston County this morning, sharpening up how a new school means bigger and better possibilities for hundreds of students.
Waking up, Langston Road Primary School Principal Kelly Rush knew she had something to look forward to.
I mean, it's exciting to open a new building.
For a year, Dr. Rush says she's been eyeing the progress of the new pre-K through second grade building in Houston County, just thinking of the possibilities. Today, on the first day back, they became a reality.
You know, watching the school grow and just me envisioning the things that I could do here, you know, creating a new mission, a new vision for the school, and having the teachers just be so excited and the parents and the community.
Boasting all new classrooms, media rooms, and lunchrooms, teacher Sabrina Camo says she's ready for the first bell to ring.
We are a family. We've come together here at the last 2 weeks to pull everything together. 2 weeks ago, there were boxes stacked sky high in this room, and we've all pulled together to unbox, put trash out, clean, and organize, and so it's going to be a great year.
But the changes are also being served up at lunchtime. This year, breakfast for primary school students in Houston County will be $2, and lunch will be $2.75. However, for middle and high school students, breakfast will be $2 and lunch will be $3. With the added expense, Nutrition Director of Houston County Schools, Meredith Potter, says those who qualify for free or reduced lunch will still be covered.
So our students that are approved for free or reduced meals can expect the same great service that they received last year. Parents just need to submit a free or reduced meal application every year to see if they still qualify. And one piece of exciting news is that the Georgia Department of Education has decided to provide funding to cover the cost of meals for students approved for reduced meals.
Reporting in Houston County, Irina Plunkett, WGXA News.
Houston County schools aren't the only ones who opened their doors today. Baldwin, Dodge, Putnam, and Truitland counties also rang the school bell for the new school year.
And tomorrow it's Crawford, Montgomery, Pulaski, and Wilcox counties, plus Dublin City schools starting their first day. We hope everyone who started back has had a great start of the year so far. And we also want to send our best wishes to the other mid-state students and teachers returning to the books in the coming days.
And with the start of classes comes the best back-to-school photos.
Ah, they do. Parents across the mid-state are sending in photos marking the start of the year. Here's Kobe Fluellen. It looks like he's excited to start his first day of second grade at DeKalb Brilliance Academy. We love that shot, Cody. And Josh Jackson started the 9th grade today at Warner Robins High School. Two great-looking guys in their first day of school pictures.
And Madison and Cleveland Riley taking a cute picture before Madison's first day of 6th grade at Rutland Middle School. Cleveland also starting 4th grade at Skyview Elementary. And Zaylen Walker looks so happy to start his freshman year in Dodge County.
And we want to see even more pictures from the first day from all of you across the mid-state. Just scan the QR code on your screen to send in pictures of your favorite student going back to school. We can't wait to see them, and you might even catch them on TV.
And the rest of this full school week back may be turning unsettled at times, especially Thursday and Friday. We're watching for some scattered to even some widespread storms, a bit of some unsettled weather. Heading towards the weekend, we get back more into that summertime pattern with a few isolated storms bubbling up by the afternoon. But the next 2 days are really going to be quite dreary and wet. So let's go live on our Wilson Bryant Heating and Air Skycast Network, overlooking Mercer University. Just some fair weather cumulus clouds out there. Temperature only 92 degrees, so not too bad. We do have a little bit of a breeze out there. Most areas are dry, but we do have some storms bubbling up here near Edenton and Putnam County with a heavy downpour. We also have one more small cell that's moving through portions of northern Dodge County. Chester has been getting a bit of a downpour here, but most areas will be staying dry really for the rest of tonight, but not a lot of us seeing some of the rain. But we don't need a ton of rain as temperatures have been running about 2 degrees below average today. Currently 92 in Macon so far. That's the high for today. Currently 88 in Monticello, 91 in Butler, and 89 degrees in Hawkinsville. So some areas even right now not into the 90s. However, we are going to be turning more unsettled for the next few days. So this is what I'm tracking, this cell that's been diving to the south through the Midwest, and that brings us that period of some unsettled weather. So planning it out, tomorrow for most of the day looks to be dry, but around 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, we get those storms that begin to develop out of the north. By around 8 tomorrow evening, we could have some heavy downpours that move through that could bring some gusty winds. And then even through the overnight hours heading into Friday, we wake up with a lot of rain, a damp start for the end of the work week, but even throughout most of Friday, it does look to be still more unsettled. So kind of breaking this all down, what to expect. There could be a few strong storms embedded within these with heavy downpours, frequent lightning. There could potentially be some damaging winds, and an isolated tornado can't really be ruled out with some of these storms. So definitely going to be a good idea to stay weather aware. Generally about a ½ inch to 2 inches of rain over the next 2 days, but areas that could get some localized flash flooding if you get a specifically heavy downpour. And you remember though, never drive into any flooded roads over the next few days if you see any. The rest of tonight, it'll be nice, partly cloudy down to an overnight low of 73 degrees and in your 10-day forecast. It's a little bit more unsettled for the next 2 days with some scattered thunderstorms tomorrow up to about 92 degrees before those storms arrive in the evening. Friday looks to be more active with some numerous storms around, lots of clouds as well, only up to about 89 degrees. For the weekend, we will still have some showers and storms around, but not going to be as active as the next 2 days. Just some isolated afternoon storms on Saturday up to 93. Sunday, some scattered PM storms up to a high of 94 degrees. Then our average high begins to actually drop back down after tomorrow, but we'll still keep those temperatures in the mid-90s. Monday, rinse and repeat, a few storms around 93 degrees. On Tuesday, a few more PM storms, 93. And Wednesday, we do it again with some scattered storms around with an average high about 93. So lastly, here's your Harrison's Body Shop Fish and Game forecast. Peaks at 4:20 a.m. and again tomorrow at 4 p.m.
WGXA is proud to help Middle Georgia families struggling with diaper access this summer. As a part of our local Sinclair Cares initiative, we are hosting our summer diaper drive to help local families. You can make a difference by scanning the QR code on your screen to make a financial donation, or you can head out to one of 7 donation bins found at Kroger locations across Middle Georgia and Vineville Baptist Church to drop off diapers. All proceeds will stay and benefit the Colby Center right here in Macon.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Gary Thigpen. I'm here again today, all about animals in Macon-Bibb County. I'm here today again with Lisa and Frank, and we got a pair of siblings, or to our sibling group, siblings, we're going to talk to you about.
Oh, we have puppies. Oh my gosh. I love puppies, and we actually have quite a few. I know, giving you kisses. Few puppies here, males. Oh, thank you for kissing me. For males and females, we have puppies here at All About Animals. There's nothing like a little puppy breath, right?
And puppy loving too.
Puppy love. These puppies are about 3 months old, so they're about 12 weeks old. And I'm telling you, you want a best friend for your life. Adopt one of these puppies.
Exactly. You heard that. Still very young, playful, but yet calm. You can see this one here, and let's go ahead and find them a good home. Now, Lisa, if someone would like to adopt one or both of these, how would they go about doing that?
You are welcome to adopt both of them if you would like, or just one. Send us a message on Facebook, All About Animals Rescue, and one of our volunteers, they love each other so much. One of our volunteers will get back with you as soon as possible.
So obviously, you may not want to break them up. You might want to take both, but if you can't take both and you can take one, let's do that. Let's go ahead and get online and do that today. Thank you so much, Lisa and Frank.
Thank you.
After more than 2 decades in the trucking industry, a Massachusetts man is retiring with more than a pension, and that's because he won $1 million. Just 3 days after turning in his notice, 65-year-old Paul Bashaw bought his winning scratch-off lottery ticket at a convenience store in West Boylston. Bashaw claimed his one-time cash option prize of $650,000 on Friday and finished his last 2 weeks at work without telling anyone about his win. He says he's excited to use some of the money to travel during retirement.
Sharing some of it. No, I'm just kidding. This is great.
Are you a trucker that's in need, or?
No.
But you know what's brilliant about that, though? He just kept it to himself. And,
I feel like I would be so excited. I would come into work and be like, guys, oh my God.
I wouldn't, yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like I would want to keep it on the DL as well for a little bit. Just be like, keep it on the DL. Just be like, why is Ryan not showing up to work anymore? Oh, I don't know.
So he would just ditch us and not tell us anything, I guess.
Yeah, you wouldn't share?
Maybe.
You wouldn't pay for all of the Disney trips?
Maybe a few of them. Maybe a few of them, honestly. We're all going. Everyone here in the studio.
That sounds good. You get a Disney trip. You get a Disney trip. That's it for WGXA News at 5:30.
We invite you to join us at 6 on ABC 16.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.